Okay, so simple thing is that if we say there is a data model, then it indicate how the data is stored or how the data is represented in the database system. That will indicate what is a data model. So it gives us a idea how the entire database system is look like. So the meaning of how it is look like means what are the different data elements are there, what are the different relationship is exist between the data, okay, how the data is stored, how one element is connected with another element, how we can access the data, so how we can update those data. So all are coming under the data models. So the model is nothing but it is a set of symbols and a text to represent the information so that the member of the organization can communicate with each other and they can understand to itself. So entire data model is consists of those subjects, or you can say that the entity or the value along with how they are interconnected with the other entities or other object. What is the relationship among them? Second thing is that how the data is stored, how the data is connected, one is connected with the other, how can access the data. That means the overall architecture, overall view of this type of a model is called as the data models. So there are several types of data models are there, among which the relational data model can be used in maximum number of database design. So the relational database is nothing but is the combination of there is a table which is the combination of a row and a column, just like you can say that is a student data record. So if you sort the student data record in the form of a relational data model, then the data is to be sorted like this in a table format. So name of the table, let name of the table equal to student, their attribute equal to roll number, name, address, date of birth, contact number, all are sorted in the form of a table. So if you say there is a relational database system, the data sorted, the data stored in the form of a table, which is the combination of a row and a column. So except those relational model, there are also some other models are there. We can discuss one by one. So the models are nothing but hierarchical model, network model, entity relationship model, relational model, object oriented data model, then the combination of object oriented with relational data model, flat data model, semi structured data model, associative data model, and context data models. So those are the different types of data model in which we can store the data, we can use the data, we can access the data, we can retrieve the data, we can perform different types of operation on the data. So mostly relational database is used, but we have to those data models are exist. So we'll go for one by one. So the first one is hierarchical data model. So the basic concept of hierarchical data model is nothing but it follow a specific hierarchy. That will be a level of a storage of a data, level of a structure of a data, just like if it is a tree structure. Let us consider it is a tree structure. So the tree structure will consist of different type of level, like your level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3, and like this. The tree is starting from the root node. The tree is starting from the root node. Then there will be different number of a level according to the number of branches over there. So we have to start from the root, then we will expand the tree by adding the child node to its parent. So this is a simple model, just it is in the form of a hierarchical. Okay, so let us consider an example. Suppose you have to go for shopping of a shoe. So we have to go for a shopping of a shoe. So my root node is nothing but shoes. Then once you go for the root node equal to shoe, there may be multiple number of options. Let it will be shoes for the men and shoes for the women. That means simple thing is that you can divide the shoe into two number of the root at level 0, base root, and these are the level 1. Then once you go for the women shoe, then again there is a different number of a category, whether the heel is equal to high or not, or any type of a criteria you can find. You can associate it with the number of value in the previous level. Similarly, if it is a men, the shoes for the men people, so you can say that is a sneakers, is a sports, or any type of different type of shoe. So this is called as the hierarchy. This is the base hierarchy, the shoe. Then it will go for the different type of shoes like this, and it will go for a this approaches. Root node will divided into number of a child node. Now child node is again go for a hierarchy, and such that if you can sort all the data record in the form of this type of structure, then this type of model is called as hierarchical data model. Okay, so now we have to discuss what are the features, what are the advantages, and what are the disadvantages of a hierarchical data model. So if we say there is a hierarchical, definitely now you can check it is a shoe. From shoe there will be multiple number of options are there, either it is a man or it is a woman. Then we can say that it is a one to many relationship. Shoe is a one, then from one there will be many number of a relationship. Similarly here it is woman. Women is maybe categorized into different number of groups based on the requirement. So it is always one to many relationship. Okay. Second, it can also say that it is a parent and child relationship. If shoe is the parent, it has two number of a child. One is woman shoe, another one is a man. So then you can say that is a parent-child relationship. Third one is there may be some detection problem. If a parent node is deleted, suppose I have deleted this shoe, then you cannot find out whether woman shoe and men shoe all are interrelated with each other. If you delete the child node, there may not be problem to its parent node, but if you delete the parent node, then you cannot find its subsequent child node. That one is called as deletion problem. Now each and every node is associated with a pointer. You can check over here. If it is a shoe, then it is associated with a pointer to the woman, and there is a pointer to the men. If it is a men, then there is a pointer to sports, and there is a pointer to sneakers. So each and every model in hierarchical, it is associated with a pointers. So these are the features. These are the features: one to many relationship, parent-child relationship, deletion problem, and pointers. Then what is the advantages? So as you look at this example, so we can easily say that this one is very simple, fast to traverse through the tree like stuff. So it will be very easy, very simple, and we can easily pass to that. We can easily pass to the particular node. Just like suppose I have to find out the sports shoe, then I'll go for the shoe, then I'll go for the men, then I'll go for the sports shoe. Then sports shoe is divided into number of category. So you can say that it will be based on a price. Price is less than 2000 to 5000, more than 5000. Then suppose you want a particular shoe which is coming under 2000 to 3000, then directly you can go for the shoe, then it will be men, then it will be sports shoe, then it will be price will be 2000 to 3000. Just like any online purchase site, you have to go for the filtering. All of you almost using that filtering concept. Suppose you have to search a particular product, then there will be certain criteria of the product. You can filter those products to find a particular product. Those type of structure is called as a hierarchical structure. So it is easy, it is simple and fast to traverse through the tree like structure. Second one, if there will be any changes in the parent node, is automatically reflected in the child node. Okay, and the integrity data is maintained. That means what is the meaning of this one? Suppose I have to change the, here it will be the shoe. In case of a sports shoe, instead of a sports shoe, I can changes the value sports shoe within a range of like this, or a sports shoe is a tennis sports shoe. So all the child which is associated with this sports shoe, it is only associated with the tennis type of a sports shoe or football type of a sports shoe. No, you cannot take other type of a sports shoes over there. So if there is a changes in the parent node, automatically it can be reflected in its child node. Okay. Now these are the advantages. It is simple, it is fast to traverse through the tree like structure. If you can make some changes in the, if you can make some changes into the parent, then it can be automatically changed into a child. Now what is the disadvantages of this model? So it may be possible that the complex relationship here is may be very critical. You cannot find the complex relation is supported. That what is exactly complex relationship? So simple, if you say there is a sports, then it will be sports or like this. Suppose one person can say that my requirement is woman. From the woman I require the sports, but sports is not categorized over here. You can easily check. So that means it is a complex relationship. The sports is associated with men, but sports is not associated with the women. Suppose one person said that a men's shoes will be there, and he will prefer a high sole. The sole of the shoe should be very high. So it may not be present over here. So such type of thing is very difficult. Okay. Second thing is that if a child node does not any support to the parent node, if the child node does not have any support to the parent node, then we cannot use those nodes. Third thing is that suppose I have deleted this one. Suppose I have deleted the main portion, the shoes for the men. So they automatically the sports shoes and sneaker are deleted. So if you delete, if there will be problem in the parent node, then the subsequent child nodes, subsequent childs are automatically deleted. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of a hierarchical data model. Okay. So next we will go for what is a network model. And if we say there is a network model, what is the difference between hierarchy? You can check. If it is a shoe, it is a man or woman shoes. There is no relationship between man and a woman. If it is a woman, then it will be high heel or the bell is like this. Or man, it will be sports or sneaker like this. There is no relationship between sports and a sneaker. But if it is a network model, then one can easily connected with the other to find out the results. Okay. So the network model can be considered as the extension of a hierarchical model. The network model can be, you can check this one. The network model is an extension of the hierarchical model. What is the extension? The one element can be connected with the other through a network. Okay. Before the development of the relational data model, the network data model are widely used. So the basic, remember the basic difference between hierarchical network is that in hierarchical, you can check in hierarchical, suppose it is sports, it has maximum one number of a parent node. From main we have to derive the sports, from sports you have to derive the range, price range little different. So all the child node, suppose it is sports and sneaker are the two child node, it has only one parent. But in case of network, in case of the network model, there may be multiple number of a parent can be exist over here. So this is the basic difference, you can remember that point. So the basic difference is nothing but the child can have more number of parents. Okay. So the graphical representation will be same. It is in the form of a tree structure. But it may be possible that one child node can have multiple number of parent nodes. Let us consider an example. Suppose it is a college. Suppose it is a college. College you can divide, say that let it will be managed, the library system is there, and another one is a CS department, our department, computer science department. Okay. Now from CS department, the student which can be part of the CS department, which may be also part of the library. So student can be connected to both library as a student can be connected to CS department. Those type of structure can be associated with the network. Okay. So what is the basic difference? It is the extension of hierarchical model. It is widely used before the relational data model. One child can have multiple number of parents. We can represent this structure in the form of a graph structure, tree graph. Okay. So what are the advantages, or what are the, first we will discuss what are the features. What are the features or the characteristic of this network model? First one is, since it is one child can be associated to multiple number of relationship, then we can say that there will be many relationship, and the ability to merge more relationship. Here the relationship is department is a student, relationship equal to student, or it is a register, is a library, you can say that is a borrow. So one child can associate the multiple number of relation with its parent. So it is you can say that it is associated with one relationship, also it is associated with the many relationship. If it is only one relationship, if it is many, then it can associate with many relationship. So different number of relationship can exist. There may exist one, there may exist many to one, or there may exist many to many. Now to reach out the student, I can choose the path college to department to student, or I can choose college to library to student. So there may be multiple number of path exist to find a data record. So second point is many number of path. Now the third thing is that it may associate with a circular list. All the nodes are present over here. It may be in the form of a circular list. Just like this, college, you can find out the student. From student, you can find out a department. From department, you can find a college. So all those in the form of a circular linked list. Okay. Now we discuss about what is the advantages and what is the disadvantages of a network model. Okay, so the data which is present in the network model is much more faster to access than the hierarchical model. Why? Now since one data record, suppose one data record student, it is associated with a multiple number of sources, hence you can you have an option you can choose any one of them which will find you the data with a less number of steps. So the data access is the faster. You can easily choose one path from the multiple number of paths which length is very less. Second thing is that there is a parent-child relationship, hence the data integrity is present. Any changes in the parent record is to reflected in the student table. That means since it is a parent-child relationship is there, if you make changes some of the value in case of parent, it automatically reflect in the form of child. So what is the disadvantage? Same disadvantage there. Since it is a parent child, if you make some changes in the parent, it can be suppose you make the delete of the parent, its a child may be deleted. Okay. So if the relationship is very complex, then you cannot find out the value over there. Okay. Suppose any changes is like updation, deletion, insertion is very complex. Why the insertion, deletion, updation is very complex? Now just look at this one. Suppose I have to make some modification in the student. The same will be modified in case of a department, same will be modified in the library. Just like this, suppose you are in the previous semester, it is second semester, now you are in the third semester. So that same thing, we have to go for the update in the department as well as in the library. That means if you enter into the library, the value should be updated to third semester. Or what are the books you have to given by the library, it belongs to the third semesters. So that is the problem of a network model. Okay. Now third thing is that ER diagram or ER model. We have already completed the ER data model. So what is the basic component of ER model? Either it is a entity or it is a relationship. So the entity relationship model, you can call that a ER model or ER diagram. The basic component are entity and relation. So if you say the entity, it has some physical existence, the object which has physical existence, just like student, then you can say the employee, then you can say their managers, sellers, books, all are coming under the entity, which is a real world object which has some existence. Then if you say the attribute, the characteristic or property of an entity is called as attribute. Suppose you say there is a student roll number, its name, its address, date of birth, all are coming under attributes. Okay. Third thing is that if you say there is a relationship, how one entity is connected to the another entity is called as a relationship. Like your student, let it will be course. Student register for the course. So course is register is the relationship. Employee works for the department. So works is the relationship among employee and a department. We have already completed that part in case of ER diagram. You can just check this example. Suppose a teacher works for the department. If it is a teacher, it has its individual attributes like your teacher ID, teacher name, mobile number, salary, age. If it's a department, it has own attribute, department ID, department name, like this. Out of which you can go for the finding the primary key. In the teacher ID is the primary key. In department ID is the primary key, and the name of the relationship is here works for. So this is an example of a ER diagram. Okay. So what is the advantages? The features of this ER diagram is nothing but the graphical representation is better understanding. If I represent like this, all the things are represented graphically or not. Like if it is a teacher, all the attribute of teacher. If it is a department, all the attribute of the department. If it is a relationship is works for all the details that can be diagrammatically represented. So this one is the basic feature. The graphical representation is for the better understanding. Okay, now this ER diagram can be used for the database design. Suppose a database is there, it consists of several number of components. One is teacher, another one is department, another one is student, course, library, admissions. All are you can represent in the form of ER diagram. You can merge, you can collect all those ER diagram to form a database. Let us database is equal to university database system. So if it is university database system, those are the components, how one component is associated with the others. Then you can graphically make a skeleton overall structure of the database. That one is called as the database design. Okay, so feature is completed. Then we have to discuss about what are the advantages and what is the disadvantages of ER model. It is simple. It is very simple. We can call that as a conceptual data model. Why it is called as conceptual data model? The database design in the form of a structure, skeleton. So it is normally associated with the conceptual levels. The database design is in the form of a conceptual level. There will be three type of level. Either is a internal level, or it is a conceptual level, or it is a external level. So the design is always associated with the conceptual level. Hence we can call that as a conceptual ER model. It is simple. Second, for the communication between the database designer with their idea to the other people which does not have any vast knowledge about database, they can easily communicate. If you represent in the form of those structures, the diagrams, one person can easily understand what are the components, how one component is associated with the other component, what are the relationship among the component, how one will depend upon the others, like this. Next one is, we can easily convert the ER diagram into different number of any models. That means simply you can check over here. If it is teachers, then it will be like this. If it is department, then it will be department ID and department name. You can convert this department. Let I have to convert that department. So I can convert the department into UG or PG. Again UG or PG. Now UG one part, PG is another part. If it is a UG is there, I can divide into first year, second year, third year. If it is a PG, then it is MCA or MSc. Again, if it is a MCA, then it is first year, second year, third year. MSc equal to first year and second year. That means from this diagram, from this ER diagram, I can divide that into hierarchical model. You can also construct that into in the form of a network data model. Just like from department, you can go for UG or you can PG. Then here you can say that it is a library. Both libraries both associated with UG as well as PG. Then you can form this type of structures. Okay, so the ER diagram can be converted into other models, which may be hierarchical model, which may be network model, or which can be relational model also. The question is, how can you convert that into relational model? So just like teacher, the name of the relation equal to teacher. Then all the table value will consist of those attributes. First column will consist of ID, second column will consist of name, third will consist of mobile number, age and salary. So we can convert this ER diagram into a relation or relational data model. So that one is the advantages, easy of conversion to any of the other models. We can convert that to network model, we can convert that to hierarchical model, etc. Now what is the disadvantages? There will be no such industrial standard for the notations. Okay, this is only the developer might use some of the notation, but the other people may not be the suppose I have to use over star over here, just like this. Here I have to use the star, here I have to use the 1 or 1 and n. All the people may not be possible to find out what is the meaning of this one. So there is no standard which is maintained over here. Second thing is that there is a lots of hidden information is there. Okay, lots of hidden information is maybe there. So that means that cannot be clearly understandable from this ER diagram. Okay, just like suppose what is hidden information. Suppose I said there is a teacher ID. So whether the teacher ID is in number, whether the teacher ID is equal to character, whether the combination of a character or numbers. So what is the range of this teacher value? All are hidden here. But if a relational data model, then all the details should be there. So this is maybe a little bit disadvantage over here, but it has a huge number of advantages. The overall architecture, if you go for a constructing of a database, all the database design is based on ER diagram. Okay, later it will be converted to UML diagram, but initially we have to construct a ER diagram for the any database design. Okay, so next type of model is called as relational data model. And as I previously told, if it is a relational data model, the data is to be sorted or data is to be represented in the form of a relation. Okay, so relation is nothing but a table. If it is a table, it's number of rows and number of columns. Okay, so if it is a relational database table, a relational data model is nothing but a table structure in which it consists of row and it consists of columns, and the table is also called as a relation in the relational data model. Okay, so the name of the table we can say that is a relation in the relational data model. Let us consider an example. Suppose I say there is an employee table. So there may be multiple number of attributes. It may be employee ID, maybe employee name, maybe job name, or maybe it's a salary, mobile number, department ID or project ID. And this type of a graphical representation in the form of a table is normally referred as a relational data model. Okay, so the data is to be sorted in the form of a relation is called as relational data model in the form of a table. So what is the features? The same features. It has to represent in the form of a row and column. The row are called as tuples, the column are called as attribute or field. Okay, so what should the tuple over here? The row, those are called as the tuple or a row, and those values called as a column, like your employee ID, employee name, job name, salary, all are called as individual columns or attribute. What is row number? Suppose I have to find the details of the student which employee ID equal to 1, A001. Okay, that means is employee ID equal to A001. So that one is to be represented as a row. It is ID equal to 1, name equal to John, job name equal to engineer, salary, all is coming under one row. Okay, so what is the advantages? So first one is it is simple than the other network or hierarchical. You can easily view. Suppose the employee ID, you can easily get all the employee ID. Suppose the employee name, you can easily get all the employee name like this. So it is simple, it is scalable, and it is structurally independent. There is no dependency of employee with the other in that type of structure. If it is employee table, it only consists of all the data record of an employee. Okay, if it is a student table, it consists of a student data record. If it is a book table, it is book table. If it is a course, it is a course detail. So there is no interdependency among those table storage. They are interrelated based on the data, but during the structure they are free. According to the structure they are free. Okay, now what is the disadvantages? So the disadvantages is nothing but first one is you must have some knowledge about how to construct the table, how to make some operation. So basic knowledge is required. One person who does not have any core knowledge about the programming or the database part, he cannot use this type of model. Second thing is that we need some storage areas to store those data in that type of structure. we need some of the data storage device or hardware devices. Okay, hardware components. So this is the overall idea of a relational data models. Now we go for the object oriented data model. So data model which is based on the object is called as object oriented data model, like your OOPS concept you have already read in case of C++. Okay, so all the operation is based on the object. Okay, so suppose I said that is the employee. Suppose I said that is the employee. So what should the relation over here? The attribute may be name, job, phone number, salary. Okay, so suppose I have to find out the method. I have to find out what is the, I have to change the number or get hired. The employee is get hired or not. If you find the method equal to get hired, then we require another table who hired that employee. So for that one you can say there is a department ID. Department ID is there, it has to associate with the other objects. So what should the object? If the department ID, the object should be department. And what is the attribute? The attribute may be department ID and department name. Okay, so on the department there will be other methods are there. You can change the department. Here you can change the number, phone number. You can change the job title. There will be different type of things over there. So simple thing is that the real world problem which are represented in the form of object oriented data is called as that object oriented data model. Here the focus are given to the objects or their methods. Okay, similarly if we combine both object oriented with relational data model, then it is called as a object relational data model. That means it is the concept of all the operation based on object, but the data is to be stored in the form of a table. So it is called as object relational data models. Okay, now there is a flat data model. So flat data model is simple, is a collection of a row and a column, is a table, nothing else will be there. To access any data, the computer has to read the entire table. This makes the mode is more slow and inefficient. Okay, suppose you say there is a flat data model, the data is to be stored in the form of a row and a column, one by one, just like we have to storing. There is a rack is there. Suppose a store is there, there is a rack, some of the rack, we have to sort the data into the rack. Once first rack is completed, we have to go for the second rack. Second rack is completed, we have to go for the third rack. Okay, so it is only the storage of the data without any efficient manner. Suppose a person who want data item X, so it has to go for scanning all the entire table to access the data, to modify the data, to change the data, or to retrieve the data. We have to go for the entire table, we have to read for the entire table. That one is called as flat data model. Okay, so next data model is called as semi-structured data model. So semi-structured data model is nothing but it is a web-based data sources like your schema. So what is a semi-structure? It is not entirely structure over there. Some part is structure and some part is not structures. It can be constructed from a relational data model. Suppose a relational data model is a student data model. It consists of all the data record. From that data record, if I can fetch some of the part of the data record, we can represent in some of the value, then it is called as a semi-structured data models. Okay, so simple thing is that if only I have find out some of the value, let first 4 number of roll numbers, then first 10 number of names, any combination over there, then we can call that as a semi-structured data model. There is no specific structure is maintained over here. Okay, so next one is associative data model. So the associative data model, it has two things. One is item, another one is a link. Item is nothing but it contains some of the name and some of its numeric value or identifier. Link means how we can connect one identifier or source with the others. Let us consider an example. Let here example, the World Cup is being hosted by London from 30 May 2020, just like this. So now in this thing, how many number of links? 2 links should be there. The World Cup is being hosted you can check up to this one. The World Cup is being hosted by London. It may be one. So out of which, what should be the source? World Cup may be a source. Is being is another, and London is the target. And another part is from 30 May 2020. So what should be there? What is the source will be there? So the verb is the form, and the target is, what is the target? What is the result? Result equal to 30 May. So how those items over here, like your, we can say that the World Cup, the verb equal to, then you can say that the verb is being hosted like this, and what is the target? Where it to be hosted? In London. In London is to be hosted. Okay, so you can this type of thing you can represent that's the type of associative data model in the form of a table like this. Now you can check. So those are the things identified. Let us see any number. So what is the number? The World Cup is being hosted by London from 30 May 2030. Okay, so we can go for the source type of thing and represent those things. Then we can find out what the target, what should the value, what is the target? Target value equal to London. Code over London, it will be performed in London, so it will be 40. And another target equal to 30 May. So what? How many number of verbs are there? 2 verbs is being hosted. Another one is the form. What is the source? Source the World Cup. Source is the World Cup like this. So such type of thing you can represent in the form of associative data models. Okay, and the last one is called as the context data model. So context data model is the collection of several models like your network, relational. If you combine multiple number of a data model to form a single data model, then it is called as context data model. Okay, using this model we can put various type of tasks which are not possible using any model alone. That means if you cannot perform this context data model, sometimes is also called as a hybrid data model. It is the combination of a different type of model into a single model. What is the advantages? If you cannot perform all the operation which is specified by the user from a single type of model, then you will go for the merging of the different number of model to form a single one. It is called as context data model, or in some part is also called as hybrid data model. So this is all about what are the different types of a data model. It may be a hierarchical model, it may be a network model, it may be ER model, it may be a relational data model, or it may be object oriented data model, or it may be object relational data model, flat data model, semi-structured associative data model, and context data models. So